In just a few hours, the Supreme Court is expected to hand down its final decisions of the judicial term. Among them, the highly anticipated opinion on President Trump's birthright citizenship executive order. Now, ending this constitutional right is a cornerstone of the Trump administration's immigration policy. Yesterday, Mr. Trump called birthright citizenship tremendously destructive to the U.S. and falsely claimed it's the only country that offers it.
Well, I guess I have to accept it's the Supreme Court, so I'll accept. I think it's very bad for our nation. We're the only nation that does it. No other nation does that birthright citizenship. For the good of the country, it would be great if they didn't allow it.
Now, take a look at this. Most Americans want to keep birthright citizenship in place, according to the latest CBS News polling. Just 28% favor additional citizenship requirements. Now, the High Court is also expected to weigh bans on transgender athletes in school sports. Yesterday, the justices handed President Trump a mixed bag of rulings, including two split decisions on the executive power to dismiss members of independent agencies. CBS News legal contributor Rebecca Roiphe joins us now to discuss all of this. Rebecca, I know you had a busy day yesterday with some of these decisions being handed down. Good morning to you. Let's start with birthright citizenship. What exactly are the justices weighing, and what might a Trump win mean?
The U.S. Constitution says that if you are born here and subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, you're a citizen of the United States. And this has consistently been interpreted to mean that anybody who's born on U.S. soil is a citizen. There has been this challenge that has come from an executive order that the president issued on day one, saying that only the children of U.S. citizens or one U.S. citizen or permanent legal residents are citizens of this country. Now, that has been enjoined, so it is not in effect, but what is at issue is the validity of that executive order.
Now, one of the other major decisions that may be handed down today involves transgender athletes in girls' and women's sports. Help us understand that case and what the justices must decide.
So there are two challenges basically under the Equal Protection Clause of the United States Constitution and under Title IX of the Education Amendments that came in 1972. And both of the challenges essentially say that this is discriminatory, and the defense against that is that this is essentially necessary in order to preserve the integrity of girls' sports. So it's actually protecting girls and women. And so we will see both whether or not the court rules on the constitutional question and the statutory question, and how they designate trans people, whether they view them as a protected class, and then even if they are a protected class, whether in certain circumstances like this one, it is okay to discriminate because it furthers a strong government interest in promoting girls' sports.
And one thing that's fascinated people is that while this is a conservative majority court, the decisions are not necessarily uniform. Yesterday, there were what were described as, I guess, split decisions when it comes to presidential power. Help us understand how those decisions were made.
These two decisions are monumental. They're a massive sea change in the way that we've understood government, particularly the Slaughter case, which held that Congress cannot really create these separate independent agencies where the president doesn't have the full power to fire and hire those agency heads for any reason at all. And so this really alters the way in which the federal government operates and has operated almost for the past century. And it was coupled with a case that came out differently. So in Cook, the court carved out the Federal Reserve as different, historically treated different. It can be given some protection, some independence from the president. And then it held that the for-cause firing provision that allows the president to fire a Federal Reserve board member for cause has to have some meaning. So it's not enough for the president to just say, okay, I have cause. It actually has to give some process to that governor to contest whether or not they've actually been fired for cause. And so this offers some protection, some insulation from the president's power, but it's not really clear how much, because the president can still fire somebody, and it's not clear how much he has to prove that there is some kind of cause for this firing. And that, I think, we will see coming down the road.